Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and a well for toil. Our home is girt by sea, our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, I would like to invite Uncle Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country. Uncle Chris.
Thank you. Budrimalinaul, everyone. Good morning. And Nalawa. Welcome to the lands of the Walla Medical. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to firstly pay my respects to the country and its people, and to thank the university for their acknowledgement of us and the invitation to welcome you here this morning. That invitation is, that acknowledgement, is important for our people and much appreciated. My family, in fact, descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burrabarongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it, so he enrolled his daughter, Bulungai, or Maria, into the Native Institute, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them, and it became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here today. And with good reason. Your success is our success. Your advancement, our advancement. Now, that was probably better understood in traditional times when clan groups were smaller and abided by strict sharing laws, which meant the food you caught and brought back was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we work together. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here around 250 years ago, he described the people he encountered as one of the happiest people he'd ever met. They owned nothing, he wrote, but the tools they carried. They were naked, made their shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and fed their families from the earth without excessive tilling or clearing. There was no slavery, no rich and poor, and no homelessness. Armies were unheard of, as were forts, jails, or even fences. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, which were then shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands are maintained in their natural state through fire and responsible harvesting. Our rivers and waterways kept clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 30,000 years. So this is not a dream or an ideal, this is normal life for us and for the longest time. And there is no good reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children that our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us. However, we are a clever people, and there is still much magic in the world, I like to believe. So graduates, I would say, expect great and wonderful things from your life. Life is good, we're naturally happy, and normally very good at looking after each other and the planet. I would just ask that you share your skills with the rest of us and keep following that beautiful spirit within you that got you this far. Do this and I'm confident we can put together a world we can be proud of and a future that is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine by winding up and letting you graduate. So I want to say congratulations to all of you and all the best in our collective future. Thank you. Yama.
Distinguished guests, I'm pleased to introduce Pro-chancellor of Macquarie University, distinguished guest, distinguished Professor Leslie Hughes.
Firstly, thank you very much, Chris, for your welcome to country to our beautiful Wadamagal campus. It adds a huge amount to the significance of this event, and we thank you very much for coming along today. Colleagues, guests, family and friends of graduands, and most importantly, our graduands. It's my distinct honour and a pleasure to welcome you here today to this graduation ceremony. I bring our graduands and guests a special greeting from the members of our University Council, the governing body of the university. It's our hope that today is a very happy and memorable occasion for you all. Now, I don't want you to panic, but this is the first time I've done this role. So just bear with me if I sit down when I'm supposed to be standing up or vice versa. I'm sure we'll all figure it out together. I do see we have a number of small children and babies with us today, which is wonderful. We want you to know that they are especially welcome. If they make noise or want to run around, that is absolutely fine. Please don't feel you have to run outside with them. This is very much a family event and they are as part of it as everybody else. Well, today is a milestone day. Today we celebrate some wonderful achievements of our graduates. Completing a degree is never easy. It requires an intelligent and inquiring mind, determination and perseverance. And you've all made many sacrifices to achieve your goal. You have worked very hard to get to this point and you should be proud of what you have accomplished. We as the university are just as proud of your achievements, and I'm pleased to be able to congratulate each and every one of you. I also want to especially welcome your families, supporters and friends of our graduands as invited guests. The fact that you've been invited here today by one of our graduands to share in one of the greatest days of their lives is proof positive that you have been such an important influence. So to our invited guests, congratulations and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. Now, our graduands may not realise this, but we are about to participate in one of the world's oldest rituals. If you were to pick a date, say about 1500 AD, and look to see what Western social institutions were around then that are still around today, there would be about 60. They would include the Roman Catholic Church, the Houses of Parliament in England, Iceland and the Isle of Man, and 6 Swiss cantons. The rest would be all universities. In fact, graduation ceremonies are even older than that. They've been going on for nearly 800 years. Graduands have been donning gowns very like the ones you're wearing today. So the ceremony in itself has remained fairly unchanged over that whole period of time, a defining feature of students and life at a university. Now, we all realise that Macquarie is not an ancient university. We are just over 50 years young. And though we are amongst the youngest universities in the world, nonetheless, we are very proud to take part in this time-honoured ceremony. We all know that youth, however, has some advantages. Macquarie is a very young and outward-looking university. We enjoy an enviable reputation for world-leading research excellence, research engagement and impact. We are continually progressing by extending our research, our partnerships, our course offerings and our facilities. We have a proud tradition of innovation and discovery, and our pioneering approach is built upon a collaborative and connected learning community. Even though this recent year and a half have been a period of great challenge for all of us, it remains a very exciting time for Macquarie. Amidst such change, the vision for this remarkable campus continues to unfold. Macquarie now has over 225,000 graduates living in 140 countries worldwide. So it's very clear that we're looking forward and we're on the move, and so are all of you. Some of the things, however, that we value so much about Macquarie will not change. Our friendliness, our inclusiveness and approachability of staff and students is often commented upon by visitors to the university, both from Australia and beyond. This is inherent to our culture, and we intend it always to be so. Remember, you will always be welcome here. Macquarie will also be a leader, always, in teaching and learning, a leader in the accumulation of wisdom, knowledge and understanding. However, our collective journey is about building community, where we have shared values, where we share things in common, and where we care about each other, even when our points of view on some matters might diverge. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. Distinguished guests, academic and professional colleagues, and most importantly, our graduands, I offer you the warmest of welcomes to Macquarie University on this grand occasion. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Blair Hudson. Blair is an AI engineering leader with expertise in creating and scaling web applications based on data, machine learning and cloud technology. Blair is a Director of Engineering at the company Pearson, building solutions for enterprise and economy scale workforces to improve learning and development outcomes against future skills needs. He previously was the Head of Engineering at Fame AI, a Sydney-founded workforce analytics and research startup, which was acquired in mid-2021. Prior to that, Blair was a full-time entrepreneur in the Second Antler Venture Accelerator in Sydney, and before that worked in multiple financial service roles, including at Macquarie Bank and EY. He is a proud alumnus of Macquarie University, and we, of course, are very proud of him, and a PACE partner in the 9 consecutive years since his graduation. And in that time, he's held 12 different positions, has had 11 different managers at 5 different companies, had many more mentors, all of whom have played a part in where he is today. I now invite Blair Hudson to deliver the occasional address. Thank you, Blair.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pro-Chancellor, distinguished faculty, esteemed guests, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2023. It's an honor to be standing here with you today. Thank you for welcoming me to this momentous occasion. Exactly a decade ago, I was eager to be in your shoes, starting my final year right here on campus at Macquarie University. My journey since then has been full of twists and turns, taking me through multiple companies, through roles as a consultant, a data scientist, a project manager, and now where I lead a team of 30 software engineers. Truly, some of the best people I've ever worked with, on a mission to help organizations wrestle with the rapid technological advancement and lifelong learning that they're experiencing like never before. Now, I've always felt uneasy about giving advice. Our experiences are so unique, and what works for one of us may not work for another. And as they say in the finance game, past performance does not necessarily indicate future. So, instead of standing here attempting to impart some great wisdom of my own upon you today, I instead want to share some of the valuable advice that's been given to me along the journey that led me to be standing right here with you now. The story starts right here on campus 10 years ago. Things looked a little bit different back then. I was participating in a program that many of us know fondly as PACE, the Professional and Community Engagement Program. I had to take PACE twice in my final year for reasons that we software engineers would only refer to as a bug, so that I could graduate with both the majors that were offered at the time. My first placement was with a strange professional accounting firm that no one else in the computing labs had ever heard of, called Ernst & Young. We were reaching the end of the semester and finally getting around to doing the 95% of the actual project that we'd been promising for the previous 10 weeks. We'd hacked together our solution, and the client seemed to be happy, despite us not really grasping the significance of auditing the segregation of duties at the time. They asked our unit convener if we would present a demo with their partner and director in the firm's Sydney City office. On the way in, that unit convener told me to remember, everything is a job interview. This powerful advice taught me the importance of treating every situation as an opportunity to showcase my skills, my passion, and my determination. And he was right. Not long after the demo, they asked me to apply for a role, and it was at that company where I would start my career. A few months in, the director from that presentation room taught me the value of breaking down a problem into smaller pieces. He believed that anybody could tackle complex challenges if they took them just one step at a time. His approach worked, and honestly, it felt like even if our students were running late on a client project, he could flip open his laptop and help to make sure we delivered in time for the next client meeting. This didn't happen too frequently, but when it did, I was always in such awe that such a senior business leader could maintain such a strong level of technical acumen. It's forever guided the way I think about leadership in technology teams. About 6 months in, that same director asked if I would like to mentor students at Macquarie University through the PACE program. You couldn't imagine how quickly I said yes. And for the first time, was able to practice helping others break down a complex problem into smaller pieces. One of those students ended up getting a job out of that placement, and I realized I could have a real genuine impact on the lives of others. He still works at the company today. A few of the other consultants and I decided it would be fun to enter a hackathon. This part of the story ends rather abruptly though, as I fell ill on the first night. That team ended up winning a major prize, though I played no part in their success. I changed managers in that company a few times through what was called the Career Counselor program, designed to separate your project manager from your career manager. After a few busy and rewarding years, I was finally promoted to senior consultant. My manager thought it best to leave the office and head to a nearby pub to break the news. Just remember, as you get more senior, always find opportunities to bring those around up with you, he said, as he congratulated me on the promotion. Another year rolled through, and the hackathon announced it was coming back. Sadly, none of the team from the previous year were available for that whole weekend to join me. You could imagine my disappointment. Giving up on the idea of taking home a prize, I decided it would be fun to volunteer as a mentor in the hackathon. Maybe I could help teams to when it comes to breaking down complex problems into smaller pieces. It certainly made for some good LinkedIn posts and something nice to add to the volunteering section of my CV. I also started sharing some side projects on my LinkedIn, including one where I was designing and publishing a set of playing card-sized pieces of advice for building successful analytics teams, based on what I'd learned through my experience on the job so far. As my LinkedIn posts gained more engagement, I noticed the connection requests from recruiters started to increase. Eventually, I decided to interview for an innovation team as their first data scientist, and ultimately accepted my first job in financial services and learned quickly afterwards that my new boss had long been eager to run a hackathon and had also just bought a set of innovation strategy cards to guide establishing our team. I realized that LinkedIn might get you the interview, but it was the side projects that got you the job. We ended up running multiple hackathons focused on technology, data science, and process improvement over the 15 months that I was in that role, and I was fortunate to be able to continue my involvement with PACE 2. We were able to create a role in our innovation team for one of our PACE students who joined us as the first process automation engineer in the company. The company was going through some major changes, and my boss was asked to disband our team to focus on another area of the business. I'd since picked up another offer through LinkedIn to join a prestigious Sydney-based international bank. To my surprise, my manager recommended that I take the job and skip the trouble of the impending restructure. And with his support and his stellar reference, I took a role as an associate manager in a much larger team of 40 analysts. During my notice period, I was working with the PACE team at Macquarie to set up the next project. I explained that I was moving on to a new company and hoping to bring PACE along too, but there was a catch. To get the project out to students in time, I'd have to submit it on day one at my new job. The head of my team, fortunately, was super supportive, and helping to navigate the necessary approvals in the bank, together we probably set a new PACE record. And lucky we did, because we ended up hiring one of the PACE students from the project that year. At this point, my role was starting to change more dramatically, moving from consulting-style projects towards larger technology implementations, and I was supporting the tech team to bring new cloud platforms to support our analysts to do their work on ever larger data sets. A director in the team always emphasized the importance of what she called glue work, bringing together otherwise disparate parts to create something greater. Her support for glue work led me to exploring on larger scale technology implementations, and I honed my AWS skills to bring my first analytical system into production. They don't call it banking grade security for nothing. What a trial that was. Outside of work, I got involved in a community of volunteer data analysts. Using their passion for data science and creating an impact in the world, the group supported charities and local NGOs to use open data to improve their operations. I co-led the meetup group that did this for 12 months and learned just how challenging it can be to organize monthly events with no budget, no marketing distribution list, and only the goodwill of a few driven volunteers. At work, I was attempting to convince the entire head of banking digital experience that data science could be embedded in our applications in radical new ways, inspired by the emerging experiences coming from the smaller fintech apps on the market. I certainly struggled to get the level of support needed, and perhaps I thought I was not going about it in the right way. Blair is like plutonium. He could either provide enough energy to power the city for 1,000 years or blow it up in the process. The words of that executive left a lot of confusion in my performance review that year. It wouldn't be until a few years later that I would really comprehend what he meant. I was invited to a few conferences based on my community work and met some interesting people, including the team behind a venture capital firm just setting up their Sydney Entrepreneurs Program. Their recruiter incidentally reached out on LinkedIn a few days earlier. They promised a 3-month program where you could leave your job, work full-time in their accelerator, learn about entrepreneurship, and find a co-founder to build your own tech startup. For the first time in my career, I quit without a job to go to. And for the first 3 months of 2020, I rapidly focused on ideating and pitching everything I had learned until that day. Focus on what you have 10,000 hours of experience doing, the investors said. I was making some progress pitching a machine learning solution to a major Australian airline when they suddenly started rejecting my meetings. They had to stand down most of their staff due to flight restrictions, and I didn't end up founding the startup of my dreams in that program. But I did meet a fantastic group of entrepreneurs and learned a profound new respect for founders and their tenacity to achieve what's important to them. With a statewide lockdown and no job, I started wondering what would be next for me. Going back to my last role wasn't going to be easy, so I applied for some new ones, and to my surprise, actually heard back from one. This process was probably going to take a while. So I started an online hackathon focused on solving problems that we were all experiencing now that we were stuck together at home for the first time. And with no budget, and just a handful of keen volunteers, we marketed and ran a 100% online hackathon, collaborating through Slack and live streaming the final presentations through Twitch. While this was happening, I got most of the way through the interview process for one job, when one of my new friends from the venture program reached out. Hey Blair, I started a new role at an AI startup, and their chief data scientist is looking for somebody that can do what you do. I started as the head of data engineering at Fathom AI, a then 30-person strong Sydney-based startup, building a workforce analytics platform that combined machine learning research with customer data to help organizations close their future skills needs. I was given a tiny startup budget and told I could hire 3 data engineers. You could probably guess what I did next. We kicked off a PACE project to get a fresh perspective on one of the key business challenges at the time, looking at how we could improve our customer onboarding process. Separately, one of the volunteer organizers from that COVID hackathon we ran put me in touch with her friend from Macquarie University who was about to graduate. It was too late for him to join PACE, but it turned out the careers office at Macquarie had a special program for extracurricular internships. 6 weeks in, we placed the first member of our data engineering team. He continues to be a core member of our engineering team to this day. Inspired by our PACE students' attempt to solve the onboarding challenge in a new way, I used the project outcome to convince our CTO to allow me to borrow a few of our full-stack developers and create a brand new team. Reflecting on my past mistakes, I realized how much easier it was to get buy-in when you're working on the top business priorities. Bridging the gap between data engineering and full-stack development teams, we put a new application into production to solve a large part of that onboarding problem. A couple of months later, the CTO decided to leave the company for a new role. Embracing the concept of battlefield promotions, as our founder put it, I learned that periods of growth and change create great opportunities for advancement, and I took on the role of leading our newly combined data and full-stack engineering team. That team grew from what was 5 full-stack developers to around 15, including the 3 data engineers that I hired. In June 2021, around the start of the next COVID lockdown, our founder called me up one night to ask for a bit of extra time in the next few weeks. I said no problem. With the lockdown underway, I knew I would have it available. He said couldn't tell anybody, but we were going to try and get acquired. For the next 42 days and nights, I represented our analytics platform, its architecture, its underlying engineering practices, and our security and privacy implementations to a counterparty team the same size as our entire company. We were formally acquired by Pearson, the multinational education company, in September of 2021 as part of their strategy to develop lifelong learning solutions for the global workforce. Fast forward another 18 months to today. We have a fantastic team of 30 software engineers in Australia, including one of those hackathon volunteers, now friend, and 2 more former PACE students. My role has expanded. I now lead the engineering platform teams from Fathom and a few other product areas across the US and Australia as we continue to build on the innovative culture and standards that we pioneered as a startup, but now fueled with the scale and ambition of a global company. I have a mutually supportive relationship with the global head of engineering, my manager, where I'm regularly the one providing guidance on how we should progress our goals. Gluing things together, lending a hand wherever possible, being a supportive manager, and creating opportunities for all those around me to do great things. And hopefully, keeping the plutonium energy to a bright but stable level. And of course, I'm still actively putting my side projects on the LinkedIn and staying involved in the meetup scene. You never know what the next opportunity might look like. So after all of this, I think it's fair that I leave you with a little advice of my own. As you embark on your journey beyond Macquarie University, remember that life is a series of opportunities to learn, grow, and connect with others. Never stop seeking advice and finding mentorship. Keep an open mind and don't be afraid to venture into uncharted territories. Your future holds countless possibilities, and the lessons you've learned and the connections you've made here at Macquarie have prepared you for what lies ahead. But remember, your education certainly doesn't stop here. Now more than ever, it's important to embrace lifelong learning and actively work on developing future-focused skills that interest you. And share them on LinkedIn, or whatever platform comes next. You won't regret it. In closing, I want to congratulate you, the graduating class of 2023. You've accomplished so much, and I'm confident you'll go on to do great many things. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors, and look forward to hearing about your successes and the incredible impact that you'll make in the world. Thank you, and congratulations once again.
Thank you so much, Blair. You've given us some very valuable life lessons there. The ones that stood out for me especially were the wisdom of breaking down big problems into smaller chunks, treating life as a series of exciting opportunities, and one especially after my own heart, the enriching process of volunteering. Please join me again in thanking Blair. As Pro-Chancellor of Macquarie University, I especially look forward to presiding at ceremonies such as today's and conferring degrees on those who have complied with the university's requirements for such awards. I now call on Acting Registrar, Professor Mariella Herberstein, to formally certify the eligibility of those who have met the requirements for these awards.
Pro-Chancellor, I certify that all of the candidates being present here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
In the name of the Macquarie University Council and by my authority as Pro-Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you are qualified. Congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated. Pro-Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Science and Engineering. I now call on Professor Lucy Marshall, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Science and Engineering, to present the graduates. Professor Marshall.
Pro-Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Science and Engineering. We are a dynamic faculty driven by the spirit of discovery, striving to nurture the next generation of science and technology innovators. We deliver world-class education to enable our students to reach their full potential. We strive to be the best for the world. We work with our partners to discover, innovate, and build a better future with environmental and social sustainability at our core. We have a wonderful mix of science and engineering together in a single faculty, which means we can conduct research from fundamental science through to developing new technologies for the 21st century. I'll give you just a few examples of the exciting work underway in the faculty. In our School of Natural Sciences, our researchers have developed a science-based system for managing rivers, which is now used all around the world. And researchers in our Centre of Excellence in Synthetic Biology are engineering microbes to turn agricultural waste into sustainable products, building a new bio-based economy. Astronomers in our School of Mathematical and Physical Sciences are answering big questions, such as how the atoms that make up all of us were forged in the explosions of ancient stars. They do this using instruments built here at AAO Macquarie. The AAO is a dedicated team of scientists and engineers who make specialist equipment to work with the world's largest telescopes to enable astronomers to explore the cosmos. In our School of Computing, our researchers make fundamental advances in security and cryptography so that we can trust the information technologies that our lives are built upon. In our School of Engineering, we are helping to build the next generation of communication technologies, such as 5G and 6G mobile networks. And in our Department of Applied Biosciences, we work closely with our industry and government partners to develop solutions to solve challenging problems, such as how to prevent the Queensland fruit fly from devastating fruit crops. Pro-chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Science and Engineering whom you have admitted to degrees or awarded diplomas. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the degree of Bachelor of Science, Monique Outerhoven-Spark. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Information Technology. Andrew Garnon. Riku Kojo. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with the degree of Bachelor of Science, Daniel Kolodizna. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Advanced Information Technology, Christopher Austin. Patrick Clement. Nathaniel Lynn. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, John Lee. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Cybersecurity, Nicholas Albert. Andrew England. Riyush Gimaray. Aya Hatangdi. Thomas Healy. Aidan Ho. Nachapat Iu. Justin Kamas. Olivia LaGreca. Kwan Hong Lee. Alexander Lynch. Patrick Makalindong. Jion Meng. Thomas Mansfield. Alexandra Morgan. Najibullah Rezai. Lachlan Sito. Nikhil Singh. Rafi Chamker Tenian. William Thomas. Miniwan Deni Tila Karatna. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Digital Business. Ashia Bhatia. Christian Saldana. Xin Zhang. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Game Design and Development. Zachariah Beebe. Gurikbal Majhal. Komwang Patana Mitiku. Joshua Ross. Sartak Saxena. Leo Chung. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Information Technology. Caitlin Apkar. Nathan Armea. Nathan Armstrong. Esther Ayoade. Vikas Baba. Pritam Barnik. Ukta Buditi. Preksha Chand. Douglas Chaw. Jeffrey Chian. Treaty Das. Luke Dunkley. Christian El Hardy. Mohammed Farik Hassan Faisal. Jessica Franklin de Roja. Francis Gallipo. Shane Garcia. Devni Gunaratna. Jasper Guest. Kaifeng Huang. Marcus Ikeda. Alexander Jacobson. Joel Juan. Kritapol Kerdmang. Kevin Kuntoro. Man Chun Kwok. Joshua Lambino. Christopher Lee. Joshua Lee. Ricky Leong. Seng Kiat Lo. Tin Lu. Anthony Lee. Rutba Mamoon. Matthew Manai. Madhur Mishra. Tanot Munkandi. Paul Nelapati. Van Nguyen Nguyen. Hai Huang Nguyen. Sabi Hatun Nauran. Christian O'Donnell. Leon Ono. Zheching O. Matthew Oxley. Michael Padworth. Grace Park. Manjiri Ramesh Penkaha. Samuel Phillips. Amanda Poe. Daniel Prosser. Reynaldo Ran Martinez. Kavindu Nilhan Rankotge. Rosheen Rasahai. Alif bin Riyaj Nihal. Christopher Rice. Kelsey Robertson. Hayley Rochefort. Eric Rotger. Abhijit Kumar Roy. Samrit Kaur. Nicholas Sargent. Johan Sean. SS Hayrat, Muri Young Selagay, Nahain, Iru Shiksha, Senavi Ratna. Ridhima Sharma. Nipun Shrestha. Sashota Gaurab Siddhartha. Mark Sim. Anthony Skandalakis. Jonathan Skirton. Dayan Stamatov. Christian Stornelli. Wei Chia Su. Tusha Talukta. Connor Tarlington. David Tay. Azalia Tai. Shashank Tikula. Doris Tong. Seper Torfe Nejad. Sandra Trin. Benjamin Tullier. Lara Urquhart. Marielle Ann Ikim. Mudassir Vahidi. Marco Valentinos. Macaulay Van. Alfred Vass. Liam Viray. David Vu. Suan Zung Veng. John Wendell Watts. Ilara Webb. Bo Williams. Jake Williamson. Matthew Yeldalo. Samuel Jung. Karl Zivkovic. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science. Iwan Deviskovic. Liam Flannery. Christopher Leo. Ethan Herhung Wong. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Information Systems Management. Payal Agrawal. Ishmam Asmayin Bari. Najit Kalhan, Senapala Ratnayaka Mudiyanselage. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Information Technology. Chaitya Parajabai Shah. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Information Technology in Cybersecurity. Oluwa Semipe Aran Siola. Sasha Panache Chioza. Bhavya Gundlapalli. Rohit Ranjan Gupta. Aditya Raj Khatri. Calvin Kaur. Veda Rudvik Kongara. Naman Rao. Gimpaolo Vanguardia. Chin Teng Yim. Pro-chancellor. A higher degree by research is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a program of study in which the defining characteristic is research. Our Master of Research is a 2-year full-time equivalent research training degree consisting of research-based coursework, postgraduate research training, and a major research project. Graduates have focused on a specific research topic to produce a thesis of up to 20,000 words in preparation for a doctoral degree. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research. Luke Kayanan for a thesis entitled Words Paint 1,000 Pictures, Evaluating Topic Models Using FOMC Transcripts.
We have a photograph with the supervisor.
Yuja Tian for a thesis entitled An Empirical Study on Model Pruning and Quantization. The Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to graduates who have demonstrated the capacity to conduct research independently by forming a distinct contribution to the knowledge of the subject, and to afford evidence of coherence and originality shown either by the discovery of new facts or by the exercise of independent critical power. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Subhash Segar for a thesis entitled Trust Computational Heuristics for Social Internet of Things. Dr. Sarah Ali Siddiqui for a thesis entitled Securing the Internet of Vehicles, a Trust Management Approach. Pro-chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Information Technology. Omar Mohammed. Anthony Skandalakis. Pro-chancellor, that completes this morning's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Science and Engineering.
Pro-chancellor, I call on Dr. Sarah Ali Siddiqui, who graduated with a Doctor of Philosophy, to speak on behalf of the graduating school group. Dr. Siddiqui.
Wow, what a high. We did it. Respected Pro-Chancellor, members of the university, fellow graduates, and guests. I'm honored to be standing here today as your graduation speaker, and I would like to congratulate you all, beautifully dressed people, on this momentous occasion. And I promise to keep this short and sweet. We're a special bunch, and I think we can all agree that we have been through a lot these past few years, with the global pandemic, switching to online classes, and sleeping through half of them, not being able to travel to see our families, and of course, who could forget the time we all ran out of toilet paper? Now, I know some of us have already started our new roles in the industry or academia, and I also know that all these new roles can be quite overwhelming. But don't worry, we don't have to figure it all out right now. Those who are on a break, take naps, lots of them, and make the most of this free time. Trust me, I regret not doing so when I had the time. As we move on to the next chapter of our lives, let's take a moment to thank the people who helped us get here. Our beloved partners for being really supportive, our wonderful parents for always encouraging us, our esteemed professors for always motivating us to swing for the fences, and our siblings, who, let's be honest, didn't really do much other than being annoying. Without all these people, we wouldn't be here today, wearing these funny hats that make us look like we're about to perform in a circus. No, seriously, this is my third time with a hat, and they say third time's the charm. But as you can see, I still can't pull this off. My parents have flown all the way from Pakistan to join me and my amazing husband to celebrate this achievement. Let's give all our guests a big round of applause to thank them for being here with us. So we are thanking them for being here with us today, physically or virtually, and to be honest, sitting here, going through all these boring speeches and random people getting degrees. Now I would like you to give another round of applause to the audience that have joined us today virtually. They won't be served any refreshments after this, so they really don't have any motivation to attend this. So another round, please. I would like to congratulate you all once again, and I wish you all the best in life. I'm proud of each and every one of you. Don't procrastinate, take risks, and have loads of fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. It's no mean feat to get up here as the graduate speaker. I know how nerve-wracking it is. Indeed, you are all a special bunch, especially in all your funny hats, and you have faced challenges like no other students in the last few years. So congratulations, Sarah, to you personally. Thank you for your reflections and your acknowledgement of the great support that all of the graduates have had today, and wishing you all the very, very best for your future career. There'll now be a musical interlude. Distinguished guests, please join me again in expressing our appreciation to the incomparable Angela Brewer for that superb performance. Angela is also the founder and artistic director of Coast Opera Australia. Thank you, Angela. Please also join me in thanking our wonderful musicians. On the organ, Heather Moan-Boyd. And on the trumpet, Ms. Melanie McLaughlin. I'd also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank the representatives from our alumni community who have come here today to help you celebrate this occasion. Thank you so much. And finally, please join me in thanking those unsung heroes, our technical staff, who ensure that the proceedings can be seen and heard, not just by you all here today, but for all of those people watching this event on the live stream. Thank you. Graduates, this ceremony marks a change in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it is certainly not the end of your association with us. From today onwards, you are now part of the bigger Macquarie family. Our alumni network, which, as I have mentioned previously, numbers over 225,000 graduates, spanning more than 140 countries around the world, welcomes you to its fold. We will look forward to seeing you back on campus to attend alumni events, to undertake further study, or simply to visit our beautiful campus and reminisce about the good times you have spent here as a Macquarie University student. Graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. We urge you to commit to lifelong learning and inquiry. We urge you to set ambitious goals for yourselves. We urge you to continue the hard work that has already brought you so far. And remember, the world is not only changed by the great leaps forward of an Einstein or a Marie Curie, but by the many contributions, small and large, of people just like you. At Macquarie, we pride ourselves on developing each and every one of our students into engaged community citizens and leaders. So we urge you to always give thought to what you can do for others along the way. You don't have to do much to make a real difference to someone's life. Sometimes a kind gesture or a kind word can mean an enormous amount. We challenge you to continue to exercise sound judgment and initiative, to always be generous in offering practical advice and wisdom to those you meet on your life's journey. And our hope is that as graduates of Macquarie University, you will use what you've learned here not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of all. And in all you do, we charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. It's also our hope that you will always remember the people that you have helped along the way, many of whom are here with you today. So just like Sarah, I'd like to want you to help me acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it. I'm going to ask you to do a few things. First, I'd like all our new graduates to stand. I want you to place your testamers on your seats and turn around now to face your families and friends and give them a mighty round of applause. You can turn around now, but don't sit down just yet. Here on the dais are some representatives of our academic staff who have supported you throughout your journey. Please also join me in thanking them. Graduates, please remain standing, but please do now pick up your testamers. We don't want you to leave those behind. Since the official party will soon leave the graduate hall, followed by the graduates. As we do, our organist will play the traditional recessional music of graduation, which has been played at ceremonies over the centuries. There is an age-old set of Latin lyrics which begins, Gaudeamus igitur dum sumus juvenis. In translation, this graduation exit song starts out, therefore let us rejoice